ladies and gentlemen. In the journey of life, there are few things more profound and vital for a woman to understand than the art of guarding certain aspects of her being. I'm not speaking of deception or pretense, but of something far deeper: mystery, autonomy, and self-respect. These are qualities that, when preserved, foster not only strength within oneself, but respect from others, particularly from the men we encounter along our way. So let's dive into the 3 key things a woman must always keep hidden from a man. These are not mere suggestions, they are the building blocks of self-dignity and empowerment. Guard your mystery. We live in an age where everything is laid bare: social media, endless conversations, and the constant search for transparency. Yet mystery is one of the most powerful tools a woman can possess. It's the very thing that ignites curiosity and respect. When a man cannot see all of you, when there are aspects of your character, your ambitions, your dreams that remain just out of reach, he is left wanting more. This desire to understand you fuels attraction, but it also demands respect. And it's that respect that makes relationships thrive. A woman who reveals everything too soon, who leaves no room for discovery, risks losing that sacred element of intrigue that binds relationships in the first place. Your emotional depth is not for sale. I know the world asks us to be open, vulnerable, and unashamed of our feelings, but here's the truth: not every man deserves access to the deepest recesses of your heart and mind. You are a wellspring of emotional depth and complexity, and that is your strength. To reveal it too freely, to be unguarded in the face of someone who has not yet proven his worthiness, diminishes the value of your emotions. Emotions should be shared with caution, with discernment, and at the right time. They must not be weaponized, nor should they be freely offered to someone who has not earned the trust to receive them. Protect your independence. A woman must always guard her autonomy. This does not mean being closed off, nor does it mean rejecting love or connection. What it means is this: you must stand firmly in your own life with your own passions, dreams, and ambitions. You are a complete individual, independent of anyone else, including a man. The moment you place all your sense of self-worth in someone else's hands, you give up your power. Remember, a man is not your savior, nor should he be the one to define your value. A relationship built on 2 independent individuals is infinitely more stable and fulfilling than one built on mutual dependence. In fact, it is precisely that independence that allows for real intimacy, the type that comes from 2 individuals choosing to be together because they want to, not because they need to. Balance openness with reserve. There's no denying the value of openness. Relationships cannot grow without trust, and trust is built through sharing. But there is a fine line between openness and revealing everything at once. It's easy to think that in order to connect deeply, you must be an open book. Yet true connection is forged over time, through gradual revelation, through showing parts of yourself as you become more comfortable with one another. Let the relationship unfold naturally. Share your thoughts, yes, but don't reveal every part of your soul too quickly. There's wisdom in restraint. Maintain your inner strength and integrity. We all have our scars, our histories, our pains, our past struggles. These are not weaknesses, they are markers of our resilience. But the true test of strength is not in how you present your scars, but in how you choose to rise from them. Never let anyone take away your dignity or integrity by manipulating or exploiting your vulnerabilities. You are stronger than that. Your experiences are part of your story, but they do not define you. Guard your inner strength as a woman guards her most prized possession: control over your identity. One of the most critical aspects of being a woman is holding on to your sense of identity. You are not defined by the roles others try to impose on you, nor by the expectations that may surround you. A man who knows and respects your identity as an independent, capable, and powerful individual will appreciate the boundaries you set. You are not a reflection of his desires. You are a person with your own aspirations, goals, and beliefs. Guard that identity with unwavering resolve, for when you do, others will respect you in the same way. Finally, let's speak of the power that comes with keeping a part of yourself private. This is not about being secretive, but about maintaining an element of control over your own life. When you withhold certain aspects of your world, whether it's a personal goal, a creative project, or even your own quiet thoughts, you are asserting your ability to remain in charge of your own story. That quiet sense of personal power cannot be taken away. It's yours, and it reinforces your independence. When you hold back just enough, you create a psychological boundary that cannot easily be breached. You maintain the strength to shape your own future. In closing, remember this: a woman who understands the importance of mystery, who guards her emotional depth, and who protects her independence is not one who hides in fear. She is one who understands the profound power of boundaries, the strength of self-respect, and the vital importance of maintaining her autonomy. This is not about manipulation or games. It's about a woman who knows her worth and chooses, with grace and wisdom, what she will share and with whom. The path to becoming your most powerful self lies in the choices you make every day about what to reveal and what to protect. So guard what is yours, protect your truth, and walk through this world with the strength and dignity that every woman deserves. There is a powerful and often overlooked truth in human relationships, the essence of mystery. In a world that pushes us to reveal everything, to expose every thought and feeling, we must remember that there is strength in keeping some things hidden. Mystery is not about deception. It is about maintaining a sense of individuality, uniqueness, and allure. It is the subtle art of not laying every part of yourself bare, of creating space for curiosity and intrigue to blossom. Think about the most compelling people in your life, those who command respect, who inspire awe. What is it that makes them captivating? It's not just what they say or do. It's what they say or do. It's what they withhold, the silent space between their words, the parts of their lives that remain just out of reach. We are naturally drawn to those who carry a sense of depth, whose lives unfold slowly and deliberately, not as an open book, but as a story that requires time to be truly understood. When you choose to keep certain parts of yourself mysterious, you create a space where admiration and respect can grow. You do not give it away freely, nor do you present yourself in a way that invites others to take you for granted. Instead, you maintain an aura of dignity that demands others to engage with you on a deeper level before they are allowed into the sacred spaces of your being. Mystery protects you. It prevents people from coming too close too soon, from thinking they have you figured out in one conversation or one interaction. It encourages others to slow down, to pay attention, and to earn the right to know more about you. But mystery is not just about keeping others at arm's length. It is about the boundaries you set for yourself. Boundaries are not walls, but rather invisible lines drawn with purpose, respect, and intention. They are the defining markers of your personal sovereignty. When you set clear boundaries, you are not just protecting your physical space, you are protecting your emotional world, your time, and your energy. You communicate to others that you will not be easily manipulated or taken for granted. You create an environment where only those who truly respect you will have access to the parts of you that matter most. The power of mystery lies in its ability to command respect. When others sense that you are not eager to reveal everything about yourself, they learn to approach you with reverence. They understand that you are a person of depth and complexity, and they must earn the privilege of your trust. This is not to say that you must withhold your true self entirely. No, that would be a form of denial, but rather that you must have the wisdom to decide what to share and when. It is knowing that not every conversation requires full transparency, and that some revelations are best made in the right context at the right time. A woman who understands the power of mystery also understands that her worth is not something to be easily quantified or defined. She is not defined by the roles others want to place on her. She is not the sum of her relationships or the expectations others have of her. She is a whole, dynamic, complex being, and her value lies not in being completely understood, but in the depth that remains beneath the surface. Moreover, boundaries and mystery protect the very essence of your self-respect. When you do not give yourself away too easily, when you do not allow others to push through the gates of your emotional world without earning the privilege, you stand as a living testament to your own worth. People who respect you will learn not to take advantage of your openness. They will understand that your self-respect and autonomy are the cornerstones of a woman's strength, the quiet forces that allow her to navigate the complexities of life with dignity, confidence, and purpose. They are not just concepts, but the very essence of what it means to be whole. When a woman stands firmly in her own worth, when she does not rely on anyone else to define her, she becomes a force of nature, a woman who knows what she needs, what she deserves, and what she is willing to give. It is in this inner strength that the magic of true independence lies. Self-respect is the recognition of your own value, independent of external validation. It is the quiet voice within that reminds you that you are worthy of love, kindness, and respect, not because of what you can do for others, but simply because you exist. It is understanding that you are enough exactly as you are, and that nothing, no person, no situation, no failure can take that away. When you truly respect yourself, you stop seeking validation from others to affirm your worth. You stand tall, unshaken, not because you have it all figured out, but because you know that your value is intrinsic, untouchable by the fleeting opinions or judgments of others. But self-respect is not passive. It is active, deliberate, and empowering. It means setting boundaries that protect your time, energy, and emotional well-being. It means saying no when necessary without guilt, and yes when it aligns with your values, your goals, and your desires. A woman who respects herself will not tolerate behavior that diminishes her, nor will she allow others to take advantage of her kindness or generosity. She knows that her worth is not up for negotiation, and as such, she does not bend to the whims of those who would seek to diminish it. Autonomy, on the other hand, is the freedom to live your life on your own terms, to choose the path that is right for you, not the one that others have set out for you. It is the power to make decisions based on your own needs, desires, and aspirations, not based on the expectations or pressures of society, family, or relationships. Autonomy means that you are the author of your own story, the captain of your own ship. You do not seek permission to exist fully. You claim your right to shape your own future, to chase your dreams, and to live without apology. When a woman possesses autonomy, she does not rely on anyone else to complete her, because she is already complete. She does not need to be defined by her relationship status, her career, or the roles she plays in others' lives. She is first and foremost herself a fully realized individual with the power to chart her own course. Autonomy allows her to make decisions that are true to her essence, to pursue her passions without fear of judgment or reproach, and to live in a way that honors her values. Together, self-respect and autonomy create a foundation upon which a woman can build a life of purpose and fulfillment. They are the inner forces that give her the courage to walk away from situations or people that no longer serve her growth. When you respect yourself and maintain your autonomy, you do not settle for anything less than what you truly deserve, and you do not allow others to pull you away from your path. You have the strength to say goodbye to what drains you, and the wisdom to say yes to what nourishes your soul. In relationships, self-respect and autonomy are not about shutting others out or building walls. They are about being clear on who. Emotional sovereignty is perhaps one of the most profound aspects of a woman's power. It is the quiet but fierce recognition that you are the ruler of your own emotional landscape. It means understanding that your feelings, no matter how intense or fleeting, are yours and yours alone to govern. They are not for anyone to control, manipulate, or dictate. Emotional sovereignty means taking full ownership of your emotional world and refusing to allow others to sway you from your center. It is an act of self-discipline and self-awareness, one that empowers you to navigate life's challenges without losing your sense of self. In a world that often encourages us to outsource our emotional well-being to others, to be dependent on external validation or affection, emotional sovereignty is an act of profound defiance. It's the recognition that your happiness, your sense of peace, your emotional stability is not contingent upon another person's approval or affection. When you allow your emotional state to be dictated by someone else, whether it's a romantic partner, a family member, or society's expectations, you hand over the reins of your life to others. And when that happens, you lose yourself. You become a vessel for the emotions of others, tossed around by their moods, actions, or words. Emotional sovereignty, on the other hand, is rooted in the deep knowing that your emotions are yours to control, to express, and to transform. It doesn't mean suppressing your emotions or denying them, rather, it's the ability to feel your feelings without being overwhelmed by them. It's the capacity to experience joy, sadness, anger, fear, and all the other emotions that come with living fully, but to do so with a sense of mastery. You do not react impulsively, allowing your emotions to dictate your behavior. You respond thoughtfully, choosing the most aligned course of action for your well-being. This is the power of emotional sovereignty. It allows you to stand tall in the face of challenges. When you are emotionally sovereign, you do not let the winds of external circumstances knock you off course. Whether you face a setback at work, a difficult conversation, or a moment of personal loss, you stand rooted in your own truth, knowing that these emotions, however raw or intense, will not define you. They are simply passing moments, and you are the observer, not the captive. When you claim emotional sovereignty, you free yourself from the patterns of codependency that so often seep into relationships. You no longer place the burden of your happiness or peace on someone else's shoulders. You understand that it's not anyone else's job to make you happy, nor is it your responsibility to carry the emotional weight of others. Instead, you come into relationships as a whole, emotionally sound and secure within yourself. You know that you can care for and love others deeply, but that you do not need them to fill any emotional voids for you. Your emotional well-being is your responsibility, and you own it. Moreover, emotional sovereignty allows you to build stronger, more authentic connections with others. When you know yourself emotionally, when you are not swayed by every passing feeling or the opinion of others, you communicate more clearly with greater confidence. You become someone who can stand in their truth without fear, someone who understands that emotions are a language, not a weapon. When you can hold your own emotions with care and compassion, you offer the same to those around you. You become a stabilizing force in the lives of others, one who can listen deeply and respond from a place of strength, rather than reacting from a place of emotional vulnerability or insecurity. It's also important to note that emotional sovereignty doesn't mean never feeling hurt or never experiencing emotional vulnerability. Quite the opposite, it means that when those emotions arise, you have the tools and wisdom to process them in a way that doesn't overwhelm or control you. You understand that vulnerability is not weakness but strength, and that your feelings, no matter how difficult, are valid. But you also know that you are not bound by those feelings. You are capable of understanding, expressing, and moving through them, rather than being consumed by them. This sovereignty gives you the ability to heal. When you own your emotions, you understand that healing comes from within. You do not wait for someone else to heal you or make you feel whole. You take responsibility for your own emotional restoration. And this, in turn, gives you the power to create a life that aligns with your deepest desires, free from the emotional baggage of past wounds or the weight of others' expectations. In the end, emotional sovereignty is the key to living a life of profound peace and fulfillment. It allows you to move through the world with strength and grace, knowing that your emotions, while powerful, are not in control of you. You are in control of them. And this self-mastery, this emotional freedom, is one of the most empowering gifts a woman can give herself. Independence in relationships is a concept that is often misunderstood. In the context of love, friendship, and partnership, independence is not about isolation or detachment. It is about strength, self-sufficiency, and the ability to maintain one's own sense of self while still deeply connecting with another. It is the ability to exist fully as an individual, with your own goals, dreams, and values, while sharing space, time, and intimacy with someone else. The true power of independence within relationships lies in its ability to foster mutual respect, healthy boundaries, and personal growth. When we are independent, we are not seeking someone else to complete us, but instead, we are already whole. We do not rely on our partner or friends or anyone else to give us meaning, purpose, or worth. That sense of completeness comes from within. We come into relationships not to fill a void, but to share the fullness of our being with someone who is equally complete. The foundation of any healthy relationship is not dependence, but the recognition that two whole people can come together to create something greater than the sum of their parts. Independence in a relationship allows for growth both individually and as a couple. When each person is free to pursue their own passions, their own career, their own hobbies, and their own dreams, they bring richness and depth into the relationship. The time apart, the space to nurture one's own journey, makes the time spent together more meaningful. You are not simply existing together as an extension of one another's lives, but you are both leading lives full of purpose and intent, which then enhances the partnership. Independence allows you to continue evolving as individuals, which keeps the relationship vibrant, dynamic, and full of potential. Moreover, independence fosters the kind of respect that every relationship needs. When you are independent, you do not lose yourself in the other person. You are not trying to mold yourself to their expectations or suppress your own desires to keep the peace. Instead, you stand firm in who you are with your own opinions, desires, and values. This does not create distance, it creates a healthier, more balanced relationship where both partners can share openly without fear of losing themselves in the process. You respect each other's boundaries and space because you understand the importance of self-preservation. This respect, born of independence, allows for deeper trust, communication, and emotional safety. Independence also provides the emotional resilience that every relationship needs. When you are independent, you do not depend on your partner to validate your worth or to lift you up in every moment of doubt. You carry that emotional resilience within yourself, knowing that. The balance between openness and reserve is a delicate art, one that requires both wisdom and self-awareness. It is the ability to share who you are, to open your heart, and to let others in, while still holding some pieces of yourself in reserve, protecting them until the right time, until the right person or circumstance warrants their full revelation. Too often, we are encouraged to be an open book, to lay everything bare for the world to see, thinking that this will lead to deeper connections and greater understanding. But the truth is, There is immense power in holding back, in keeping some things private, in creating space for mystery and personal boundaries. Openness is a gift one that allows for connection, understanding, and intimacy. When we open up, we give others the chance to see us for who we truly are, beyond the surface, beyond the masks we wear in daily life. We share our thoughts, our feelings, our dreams, and our vulnerabilities. This is where relationships begin to form, where true intimacy can take root. But while openness is vital, it must be tempered with discernment. Not every part of you should be exposed in every moment, to every person. To be fully open without reserve is to risk losing the sacredness of your own essence, to open yourself up to the possibility of being misunderstood, or worse, taken for granted. Reserve, on the other hand, is not about withholding in a way that creates walls or distance. It is about protecting your inner world, holding space for your own thoughts and emotions, and sharing them only when the time is right. It is the wisdom to know that not everything needs to be spoken, that not every part of your soul needs to be exposed for the world to see. Some things are sacred, private, and they should be shared only when you feel safe, when you feel the other person is worthy of that trust, or when the situation calls for such vulnerability. The ability to reserve parts of yourself is an act of self-respect. It is a declaration that you are not an open book to be read by just anyone, but rather a complex, multifaceted individual whose true depth deserves to be revealed in stages, gradually, with care. The balance between openness and reserve is also crucial for maintaining a sense of self. When you are too open, when you reveal everything about yourself all at once, you risk losing your own identity. You become defined by the expectations or desires of others, rather than by your own sense of purpose and direction. By reserving certain parts of yourself, you retain your own sense of autonomy, your own space, your own internal compass. It is in that space of self-preservation that you are able to grow, to reflect, and to remain grounded in who you are, without being influenced by the opinions or judgments of those around you. This balance is particularly important in relationships, where the desire for closeness and connection must be balanced with the need for individuality and independence. When both partners maintain a healthy sense of reserve, they are able to preserve their own identities within the relationship, rather than merging into one another in an unhealthy way. They remain two whole individuals who choose to share their lives, rather than becoming one entity. This allows for deeper respect, greater space for growth, and a relationship that is built on mutual understanding, rather than dependency. It is important to remember that being open does not mean exposing every thought or emotion the moment it arises. In fact, wisdom lies in knowing which thoughts are worth sharing and when. Sometimes the most meaningful connections are made not through the immediate sharing of every feeling, but through the careful and intentional expression of one's inner world over time. When you hold back, when you take your time, you allow trust to deepen, and you invite others to earn the privilege of knowing you. It's not about being closed off or secretive, but about knowing that the most precious parts of you are worthy of being shared selectively, with intention. Ultimately, the balance between openness and reserve is about discernment, timing, and self-awareness. It's about choosing what to share and when, with the understanding that some things are too valuable to be rushed, too sacred to be exposed without thought. It's about knowing that your vulnerability is a treasure, not something to be given away carelessly, but something to be shared with those who prove themselves worthy of it. It's in this delicate balance that relationships can flourish strong enough to withstand the test of time, yet flexible enough to allow for growth and transformation. In the end, the true strength of any individual, especially a woman, lies in her ability to cultivate self-respect, emotional sovereignty, and independence while maintaining meaningful, balanced relationships. It is in the art of knowing when to be open and when to reserve parts of yourself that you not only protect your own worth, but also create space for deeper, more authentic connections with others. The power of mystery, the wisdom of boundaries, and the strength of self-sufficiency are not acts of isolation, but of profound self-love and empowerment. By embracing these principles, you walk through life with a quiet confidence that comes from knowing you are whole, and that you deserve relationships that honor and respect your unique essence. You become the architect of your own life, navigating your emotions, your relationships, and your path with grace, strength, and an unwavering sense of self. It is in this balance that you can truly thrive, not just for yourself, but for the world around you.